today's agenda is a nutritious one. It is not my favorite chore, but it is one that I think benefits all of us greatly, and that is to make homemade bone broth. I will share with you how I go about this process. It actually takes like 2 to 3 days to complete, but I just strained off my previous batch of broth, and so I like to strain all the veggies, herbs, take the bones out, all of that. I strained it into this big bowl, and then I'll put it in the fridge, which makes the fat come to the top. It's often a layer of fat, so that I can scoop that off and then freeze the actual broth afterwards. So it definitely takes a little time, but bone broth is so nutrient dense and has so many health benefits, also for your collagen. In fact, it's often kind of a gelatinous, did I say that correctly? Texture. It is so thick, kind of like a bone broth concentrate, if you will. So I love having this on hand for health reasons, but also just makes the absolute best soups, gravies, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my next batch started. We'll start off with roasting the beef bones. So I'll just put them in a cookie tray and we'll roast them at 450 for an hour. Now that the bones are done baking, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop them into my big black roaster here, and then we're gonna add a bunch of veggies. I like to add celery, carrots, onions, tomatoes, things like that, and then I'll also just go to the garden and grab a bunch of herbs, kind of whatever I have on hand. I love the taste of onion greens in here. I often do parsley, dill, kind of whatever I have, and then also black pepper, but I do not add salt. So once everything is in the pot, we're gonna set this to low and cook it for 2 to 3 days, and then every evening we normally will add water again to the rim of the roaster so that it doesn't all evaporate and go away. But then after 2 to 3 days is when we're gonna strain it again, like you saw me do this morning, and start the process again. Have you ever gotten up at 2 a.m. to shape donuts? Well, I now have. Last night I got up at 2 a.m. to shape my donuts because we have some friends coming over here anytime actually, and we wanted to make some donuts together. The kids wanted to play together, and that's just how it worked out with the timing. I can link that recipe down below, and no, you would not have to get up at 2 a.m. It's just how it worked out with our timing. And I was determined I wanted that recipe, so that's why it is that way. But I also did a second recipe that's not nearly as long and drawn out of a process, and I'll see if I can link that one as well, but for sure the 2 a.m. one I can. But it should be super fun. I made some different fillings to put in them. We have some vanilla pastry cream. I need to make a chocolate ganache yet, and I got a recipe for maple glaze. I want to crisp some bacon bits. I just do have a whole bunch of different toppings that are not food coloring and sprinkles. Although we do have some butterfly pea powder, so I guess I could do some blue and it's still being healthy. But I probably won't be filming much or at all while my friends are here, just to respect their privacy, but I can't wait to show you the finished product once we're done. And maybe I shouldn't even have included anything of this in here if I can't show you the whole process, but I still thought it would be fun to give you some ideas of fun summer cooking. Although, speaking of summer, it is June, what is it today? June 22, and it's cold. It's literally like upper 60s, so, and cloudy and windy, and anyway, so it's a good day for some inside baking with friends. So pardon all the saran wrap, but these have been rising now for about 11 hours, actually basically on the dot. So this is what they look like. You can tell they've definitely risen pretty well, but they still have 1 more hour to go before fry time. The donut party was so much fun. We ended up having 2 of my friends, and then we have a total of 10 kids, I think. And everybody was having so much fun decorating the donuts. Maybe I can show you the difference once we get back. 2 of the girls and I are actually gonna go do some thrifting right now. I wanna show you the difference of the 2 different recipes. They were both delicious, but definitely we liked one more than the other. So I'll share that with you in a minute here after we get back.
If we come together as one, help each other get stronger. We are bound in the name of the Lord. So let's come together, celebrate each other, stand united as one. We lift our hands up and pray, lay all our love before Him with all of our faith. Change within us, there is a light. Let Him lead the way. Lift our hands up and pray today. Oh, pray. Oh, pray. Oh,
we are back, and that was very unsuccessful. It was fun to just get out with the girls. I can show you what I got, but it is honestly not much. I was going specifically to look for some kitchen items. I'm looking for some more bowls, bigger serving bowls, platters, and as far as kitchen stuff goes, it was pretty unsuccessful. I did pick up quite a few picture frames in the kids' playhouse. I thought it would be fun to take some of these frames. These are all kind of have some form of gold in them, as well as this one has some pretty little detail. So I thought these would be fun to do a little collage in the playhouse and then print out pictures of them with their friends in here and hang that out there. And then I did also pick up just these 2 wooden frames. I've been kind of looking for frames recently in a couple different areas, so I thought that would be nice to have on hand. The girls were along, really wanted these stickers, so we grabbed those. They always love doing their arts and crafts. We also got 2 little kids scissors, and then I got this Who Was Ben Franklin. We have some more of these. I think it's called the Who Was series. It's just like of history, but like really easy read for that age group. And so I was excited to find that. They also saw this Adventures in Odyssey book, which they are big fans of Adventures in Odyssey right now. I did not grow up with Adventures in Odyssey, but according to my husband, I really missed out as a kid because him and his siblings loved that as well. And then I got a bunch of bracelets, which I don't usually get when I go thrifting. I don't even look through them, but they had a pretty large section. Leslie picked a necklace and Kyra picked a bracelet as well. And then these are just like gold bangle bracelets. I'm usually very minimalist with jewelry. I don't like it to be like too flashy and like this is the statement piece of your outfit, but I do love like dainty, especially dainty like gold pieces. So anyway, those will be fun to add to outfits and style. But let me wash my hands. I always feel like nah, kind of gross after touching thrifted stuff. And then I would talk about donuts. I wish I had chilled these immediately after making. They've been sitting in these containers now since we made them, and so they're getting a little bit squished. I'm trying to see if there's a good one I can show you. But the difference was pretty big, I would say, in the 2 different doughs that we did. Y'all, the kids had so much fun. They just went crazy on toppings, and we have all kinds of combinations and things. We also had, my friend brought some different fillings. I had made 1 or 2 fillings, and so it was just really fun. But let's see this one. So since I have 2 chocolate right here, we also did a maple glaze. I'm getting all messy. Maple glaze with bacon, which is really fun. But then also I had just made a chocolate ganache. We put that on, and then the question of the day was it worth getting up at 2 a.m. to shape these donuts? So this was the 2 a.m. donut, and this is the other one. Now, obviously, there's quite a size difference. This is like a cut donut. This is a filled donut. So there are some differences, but hands down, everybody agreed that these were the better donut. They are so incredibly soft. Like, I can't even describe how pillowy they are. To be completely fair judge, these should both be either filled donuts or cut donuts, but just comparing them like this, I would definitely say these are not quite as soft. Let me actually bite into them. Probably have chocolate all over my teeth, but you can see that they have the nice air holes, whatever that's called. They did definitely rise, but let's give this one a go. Okay, obviously you have the filling there. This is one of the fillings my friends brought. It's a peanut butter with cream cheese. I don't know what else she put in there. It's delicious, but I don't know if you can see down here how incredibly just fluffy and puffy it is. When I roll them, and you roll them like a dinner roll, you don't actually like cut them out with a cutter, you roll them like a dinner roll, and they're probably like this big. So they rise a lot, but they do need 12 hours after shaping to rise. So anyway, probably enough talk about donuts, but it was a really interesting experiment. I had this recipe printed out for, I think, at least a year and a half, and it's literally pages long. So it was just one of those that I was kind of intimidated by, a little bit overwhelmed, and then just decided to get to it. And similar to the croissants, once you get started, it's actually a whole lot of fun. So that was really fun, and I think that will be fun to serve guests throughout the summer as well. I can envision them even stuffed with ice cream or something. I think that would be pretty delicious. Anyway, that's been really fun. We have VBS at church this week, so that's literally why I'm doing like 2 sentences a day, because it definitely keeps us hopping with the milking schedule. It's just afternoons are crazy. But I've been trying to think of like really simple dinner ideas that are easy to clean up, not a lot of dishes, and that they can maybe even eat on the way if need be. So I think for dinner tonight, it's actually the last night of VBS today, and it ends in like an ice cream social. So we definitely don't need anything big. I was kind of going between a loaded salad, which sounds delicious, or like a sheet pan dinner, and I'm kind of leaning toward the sheet pan dinner. It is such a rainy, kind of chilly day here. And so something warm does sound appealing. So maybe that's what we're gonna do. I am also doing laundry today, and I wanted to say thank you to all of you who sent in suggestions for when I asked for help to actually get laundry clean in a newer washing machine. I was saying how frustrated I was over how bad of a job this machine does, and a number of you recommended like making sure that I have the deep water setting on the wash machine. For some reason I thought that was on, but I checked, it was not on, and so turning that on has helped tremendously. And then let me actually grab the detergent I'm using now. Okay, so the combination of the deep water in the wash machine, and then I'm using this Ecos, I don't know, however you say that. From what I understand, this is a pretty clean detergent, and you just need the tiniest bit for each load. So discovering those 2 things has been a game changer for sure in our laundry, and I'm so relieved, honestly. I was like, did we really just waste all that money on a new washing machine? But the truth is, like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Try to find an old washing machine on Marketplace? Like, you could. And we did get 2 sets of washer and dryers off of there, and it's sad, like, people just are not always honest on there. They come with problems. One of them had a horrible smell. Anyway, you live and you learn. Oh man, sometimes the older things are just literally better, higher quality especially, I feel, but this definitely has improved our situation, so I am thankful for that.
So let's come together. Yeah, let's come together. We'll lift our hands up and pray. Lay all our love before Him with all of our faith. He is the change within us. There is a light. Let Him lead the way. Lift our hands up and pray today. Oh, pray. Oh, pray. Oh, pray.
Wow, that was a dark, rainy, cold week. I am just working on editing and eating homemade ice cream, which is the best. I wish I could give you a taste. I made it out of, obviously, the cow milk from the barn and then the raspberries, and it is delicious. But realized I never filmed an outro for the video, so here we are. The weather has changed drastically. It is so hot and humid right now, but I'm loving it. It's summer weather, I'm here for it, and I also just realized that this video is actually going live on 4th of July, so happy 4th of July. I am so incredibly grateful to live in a country where we have so many freedoms, and for the men and women who sacrificed so much for those freedoms. So anyways, thank you for joining me today, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.
Golden, golden thing.